Hi, Year 9. So for your project, we are going to be looking at micrography, which means that instead of using tone or shading types of paint, we are going to be looking at a variety of fonts in order to create your portrait. So the first thing we are going to do is start to experiment with our text. So I want you to take a new double page in your sketchbook. On the left, we will have our experimentation, and then on the right is where we are going to create our portrait. But again, that's going to be in the next coming weeks. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is you are going to write micrography techniques at the top of your page. And you can just underline that. So the first thing we are going to look at is kind of varying the size, the scale and the layering of our font before we then move into getting a little bit more creative. So first thing I'm going to do is just draw a box going from one side of the page to the other. Now I am just going to be using the kind of thickness of my ruler here. Again, try and keep it as neat and consistent as possible. So you can see I just have 2 lines here for the time being, and then all I'm going to do is split this into 5 sections. You can do this relatively roughly, it doesn't have to be too precise, or if you are perhaps a little bit OCD like myself, you may want to measure it out. So in that case, I am going to have boxes that are 4 centimetres wide. So again, it's just the width of my ruler in height, and then I will have 4 centimetres, and that should fit, and it should take me right the way up to the edge. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes now. Again, I can mark it off at the top. You can do this really quite roughly, or you can do it freehand as long as it looks relatively neat. But we want 5 kind of equal boxes if we can. So again, this is going to be where we are varying the kind of scale and the layering of our font. So like the example that you've seen in the slide previously, we are going to try and create an effect of tone using text, going from lighter all the way to darker. I'm going to show you how to do that now. You only need to use a biro pen, normal writing pen, for this one here. And then we'll have darker. So lighter on the left and then going to darker. So again, it can just be a normal biro pen. You can see you don't want any gel pens at the time being. Obviously, as you move into your experimentation, you can see what the difference is in using different types of pens, perhaps gel pens, or it might be a B-roll, etc. These are things that you can experiment with before you then move into your portrait. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to be writing my name, various different scales, sizes, directions, and perhaps some layering again to create that different type of tone. So you are going to be doing the same with your name. Now if I want it to be lighter, my font is going to be slightly bigger and obviously a lot more spaced out, and then the darker and darker I want it to look, I'm going to get that a little bit smaller, more tightly packed, and then even at the end, the darkest one here, I can be layering that font. So again, it's entirely up to you what direction you are looking to go in. Again, you can just adjust your page. So again, you can see here I'm doing it really quite big here just for the time being. Again, that is entirely up to you. So again, it's just going to be your name. So you can see here that it is relatively spaced out. I'm then going to get it a little bit darker. And again, the way I'm going to do that is going to be kind of packing it a little bit tighter, perhaps even a bit smaller. And again, obviously I have put it at a slight angle here. I might want to have it where I'm going straight the way across the box. You can think about using lowercase, you can use uppercase. Again, what I like to do is rather than just constantly write my name in the same direction, is kind of mix it up a little bit. So again, you're using your name. I went from capital letters here. I'm looking at some lowercase here. And you can see again, that's the type of effect that you're wanting. So again, we're getting a little bit more kind of tightly packed. So you can see I have less negative space in here, and that should give you that illusion.